Step one in the process was I had to leave my place of residence. Like I had to leave my hometown. My name is Terrence Harris, and I know this is like super serious, but I wanted to put y'all on with how I got to be a creative entrepreneur. And, you know, I might actually lighten it up with some music as well, right? Shouts out to Instagram, because, you know, there's all these digital tools out now, so I don't even gotta overthink a lot of the things that I do. I could just be my natural self and then allow the digital tools to come in and assist, highlight the things that we do. So let me rewind the clock all the way back to about 2015. I beat these cases that I got. These is like double felony charges, because everybody not from Philadelphia, so we'll get to Johns later. But at the time when I was in VA, I was catching cases. This is just an extension of my childhood upbringing, right? My environment ain't have a lot of resources specifically for people who look like myself. So put me in a situation where I started tapping in with my environment to create opportunities and things for myself, you feel me? So, you know what I mean? By the time I finished fighting all of my early childhood decisions that ended up costing me a little bit of my time and my focus, what I was able to do is pivot into artistry through the means of a really valuable friend that I had, right? He had just came out of college, and he put me on. He was like, look, I've heard a lot about your story. I've been seeing the way you've been moving. So you should just come to the studio and, you know what I mean, come talk your talk. And in that, I found an even deeper love with being able to communicate my point of view. Even in our conversations, sometimes they have become heated because we from two different types of worlds. I mean, his world is a lot different than mine, where it's like things was put into perspective and in position for him in a different way than they was for me. So sometimes we ain't see eye to eye, but it was a healthy dialogue and conversation that I wasn't used to, because, you know, I'm from, everybody just want to fight over the disagreements. But with my friend, we were able to reconcile and be able to make dynamic art. You know what I mean? So that introduced me to my first endeavor called LOST, which is an acronym that means living over society's traditions. And so with that, we was able to conceptualize all of the things that we thought about the world in the music and in the merchandise that we had. And that's what introduced me to the word that we mentioned today, which is merchandising. Now, this is one of the easiest ways to start getting your ideas across, but it's also one of the most expensive ways. So we're gonna talk about how we got to the digital tools of today, from starting off with the traditional means and then getting to trying to be above the traditional means. So how is LOST an example of us living over society's traditions, right? So typically everybody in the fashion, everybody in the brands, but we decided at a very early age that I wasn't gonna buy no more designer brands until my brand was notable and made me money. So I stopped buying and purchasing and endorsing any other fly brands, even as much as I like them. The Nikes, the Bapes, the ice creams, the Supremes, like Jordan.